You know, my newest, most favorite quote right now is Toni Morrison's quote that says, the function of freedom is to free others. The function of freedom is to free others. And so I'm just very passionate about what's going on. So I'm just going to lay out some things and then we can start some conversation from it. And it's so interesting. Okay, so let's just be nice. You have all heard these words before. When you hang out in these areas, I hate to tell you that, but there's nothing new you're going to hear. Nothing new. Sorry, nothing new you're going to hear. However, it sounds different when you're in a different place. Mm-hmm. So at the top of your paper, I want you to put on a journey of self-discovery. A journey of self-discovery, because I am very passionate about the fact that all of you have the capacity to do this and more. It's just the journey of understanding how. I know that you've been where we were, where one time you were Red Jack and like, how did she become a sales director? Like, wow. And then you became a sales director, like, wow, how did she get Premier? And then you got into Premier, like, wow, how did she get a Cadillac? And then you're like, wow, and then how do you get a bar pen? Like, wow. I remember being in Boston looking at Valerie Bagnaw and saying, how in the world did she get to 800,000? Oh my God. And then I had hit 800,000, like, oh, that's how she did it. You know, it's just a journey of self-discovery. It's not a journey of I can't do it. It's how you're going to do it. Okay, so here's some 10 points I want you to know. Number one, I think the most important thing for you all and this level is your right now passionate goal. And I was on the phone with one of my directors earlier, and I was like, what's your passionate goal? And she was telling me, and it wasn't a passionate goal. It was a goal. It's a goal she wanted, but it's not a passionate goal. So a passionate goal is the one place where you will cause growth. Otherwise, we love this business so much, we will just maintain. Here's the definition of right now passionate goal. Number one, it's got to be right now. It's not something you do in December. It's not something you do in March. It's not something you do by seminar. It's what you do right now. It's not passionate unless it wakes you up in the morning and keeps you up at night. It is not passionate if people look into your eyes and they can't read the fact that you're passionate about it. If they're in the space with you for 15 minutes and it doesn't pour out of your mouth some way, form, or fashion when you're talking about your Mary Kay, it is not a passion. So you need to evaluate. Remember this, all of you on this line will be here regardless. We love this business so much, we will be here. But are you operating in a passionate goal or you are not? I'm a perfect example of it with my tick, 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 tick coming up with my 14, 15. How many months we got left, Cindy? With those months we have left, I am extremely clear about what I want to contribute. So my passionate goal is high. So, you know, someone asked me, how do you attract people that want to go into directorship? Or how do you get offspring? If you want offspring, and I'm assuming the women on this call want offspring. If you want offspring, the number one thing you need to have is a right now passionate goal of production. Because a passionate goal about production forces clarity and superstars pop out. Mm-hmm. They do not come to you by selecting who you think is good. Mm-hmm. Every time you start selecting, you select the wrong ones. And every time you select, they don't show up for 6 months. And everybody that's really strong, including you, popped out of an environment of pressure that you cannot contain yourself out of. So it's important that if you want more offspring, it comes out of a pressure cooking short-term environment. Okay, so that answers number 2, how to find ambitious leaders. Ambitious leaders come out of a pressure cooker environment of winning. Every once in a while, you get somebody who will come into this business. She joins on Tuesday. She's placed her order on Thursday. She's got 3 people on Saturday. She's a DIQ in a month and a half. That's every once in a while. But if you want a consistent machine of people coming out of your unit, you have to learn how to put on the pressure cooker. And that's how you find ambitious leaders. They're the ones that say, what next? What's next? Not what's next. They're not the ones that say, show me how. They're the ones who say, what's next? Can you show me how? They say, what's next? Can you show me how? They don't say, can you show me how? I mean, just listen, you guys, listen. And remember who you were. And so my point under that, number 2, is production builds people. And I know, I tell my area this all the time. I say, I know I'm going against the grain because what you hear all the time is people build production, people build production, people build production. But no, production builds people. Let me tell you why. When you're focused on your production, you will then go find the people that make that production.
Yes.
And then that production and that fiend about the production causes superstars to come up. When you want to hit 30,000, you will talk star. If you don't care what it is, you'll talk active. If you want to become a red jacket, you talk active. If you want to go on target for your car, you talk star. Okay, so be a beast about the production. You will get the people because you know you can't create the people. You can't create the production without the people. So I prefer my directors to get most passionate about the production. Even my directors that are going for national, get excited about production, not national. Production will cause the offspring. And that's where you're going to find your $1,000 babes and your sparklers. Number 3, the $1 Million Hostess Program. The $1 Million Hostess Program. Okay, so the big girls are on this line. The big girls are on this line. The big girls are on this line. I told my people that I don't care how big you are, you need to land 10 $1 Million hostesses. You've got to hit 10 $1 Million hostesses. And here's what I want to tell you. For those of you who are not close, I want you to write down the word power partner. Power partner. That's what I want you to write down. Power partner. And I want you to write this. I want you to find a power partner that is at your level and is committed to $10 $1 Million hostesses. And I do not care if you have 4,000 people in your personal unit. If you want offspring, you do $10 $1 Million hostesses because they're going to introduce you to 3 people. They're going to sell over $300. And there's no way for you to be in front of all those people and not recruit. It's just absolutely no way. It's especially when you're on fire. When you're on fire, people join you. They raise their hands. They kind of be in your energy more. Okay, so here's what I want you to do. Find a power partner. Starting today, this is Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. You can tell I've taught this already. So if you don't have 2 new appointments placed on your books, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It is Tuesday. No, it's Wednesday, isn't it? Wednesday. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Saturday. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. 4. Okay, if you don't hit 2 new bookings a day for those 4 days, you have to give your power partner $100. And if you don't have 10 $1 Million hostesses held by the 31st of October, you have to give her $500. $500 if you don't hit the 10. Because when this contest was announced, I immediately messaged Nathan. I said, this is the most brilliant thing you came up with. Why? Because it's setting up everybody for October, November, December. When you start doing hostesses in October, you do them in November, December, and it's taking us away from this conversation of, I don't know how to do parties because I'm not in front of people's faces. I told my people, just go get a ring light. Don't worry about anything else. Just go get a ring light. Don't be dark. Just go get a ring light. Okay. So next, number 4 or whatever number I'm on, a gold medal. When you're in front of all these people, you guys will get a gold medal. If you're on this, all of us, each one of us, nationals will tell you, if you want higher production and you want offspring and you want it to last forever, go get personal people. If you want to have production and you want it to last for a minute, let your people do it. The people you interview stay with you forever. The people you interview, you can talk to them at a different level. If you don't get your personal gold medal, you're giving your future away to other people. Next point, emotional mismanagement. Your emotional mismanagement is the distance between winning and losing. When you don't have bounce back ability, when you don't understand the value of working with the ones that are most important in your unit, when you're in woe is me, when you're focused on what you did yesterday or didn't do yesterday, I mean, everybody, you have emotional mismanagement. If you are sad about what your unit is looking like right now, I promise you the only way to have better is to change. Decide what you're going to change. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't need to tell you guys what to do. I just need you to identify who is in emotional mismanagement. And when your girlfriend calls you up and she starts complaining or talking to you, whatever, just ask her, are you in emotional mismanagement? Because, really, I don't have any time for it. Because you're so focused. She won't complain to you if you're really focused, but people complain to people who have time to listen to their complaining. Mm-hmm. Right? And so your conversation is, I will not carry your baggage for you. Okay. Does your personality inspire? Does your personality inspire? I know that when I'm with these people on the call, I listen to them, I work with them, I I I I find out what they're doing that I don't do well, and I take from them so I can inspire better. This business is about how do you paint a picture for other people to step into? How do I get the best out of you? How do I stretch you far beyond where your comfort level is? How can I push you to a place where I know you're uncomfortable, but you operate anyway? How can I bend you so much that you don't break, but that you stretch and you mold yourself into the winner you want to become? How do I learn to inspire? And we all do it differently. But ask yourself, am I a good storyteller? You know, we all talk about, we're all good storytellers. Okay, we're all good storytellers. But you know what? No one tells a freaking story like Stacey James. I mean, down deep in the gully of the thread on the mattress, right? Like nobody tells a story like that. Nobody makes you laugh like Pam Shaw when she's telling a story, because the way she laughs. Nobody tells a story like Cindy Williams because she doesn't care what you think about what she's saying. She could care less what you think about what she's saying. And so we all dive into her freedom of being her true self. So what is your gift? What is your gift when you tell a story? Tracking your unit size. All of you big girls, I need you to take a sheet of paper. Start with 1 through 50. You need to know what is your unit size going to be on December 31st. I teach this so much, but a lot of people don't get it. You don't do it with the computer. You don't do it on InTouch. They give you a different decision every single day. You go on there every single month. People don't understand. And so you have to take that sheet of paper. And number 1 is your name. And then everybody else's name. They can only get on that piece of paper if they've done 1 or 2 things. Only. If they've placed a 225 or above since July 1, or they've joined your unit since July 1. That's the only way they get on that sheet of paper. If they've done those 2 things, they will be in your unit on December 31st. This is not about if they're active. This is about if they're non-terminated. If you want your unit to be X amount by December 31st, you have to know exactly who's in there right now today, so you know how many to get in October, November, and December. Create your director check. Big girls, just ask yourself, either it's yes or no. It's either yes or no. Did you create your check by the 3rd of the month? If the answer is no, you are working without an understanding. You are working with the worst goal poster available to you, which is as much as I can. That is the least clearest. That is working as an employer, not as an entrepreneur. An employer works and knows what her check's going to be. So you're working knowing what your check's going to be? No. If you don't create your check, you don't get a good one. It's something that you learn how to do. It's on InTouch. I will tell you, for me, the first thing I saw when I walked in my very first Inner Circle meeting, when I walked in that meeting, I walked into a table of women who understood the marketing plan and how they got paid so clearly, it blew my mind. I thought I knew what I was doing when I walked in there as $1 million, but no, I did not know what I was doing. And I saw that, I was like, oh, this is how the game is played. So they knew their money. And I was like, oh, I'm getting ready to know my money. And I'm still learning, you guys. I'm still learning my money. So it's not that it's over. Okay. Next point, how do you recognize your unit members? To get to 30,000, how do you recognize your unit members? Do you recognize your unit members because they are doing Cadillac or high quality performance? Or do you recognize your unit members because they do little teeny weeny things and they get their name all over Facebook for doing little teeny weeny things? So they have no desire to do anything bigger. And here's what directors will say to me. Gloria, that's a program I've had for a while. I said, how's that serving you? Stop it. It's ridiculous. And if your programs are great, don't change anything. But you guys, when you recognize people or you do things for people that they can do for themselves, you enable them. And when your national tells you that you are a big girl inside waiting to pop, you need to get off the line with us and say, things have changed. I'm going to be a $30,000 director. And Recognizing you for little teeny things, just to say your name with a pretty post on Facebook is no longer going to be good enough. You can do that. Your mother will put her on your Facebook page. But to get on my Facebook page, you got to be doing something major. And you have to decide what that is, because it looks like this, you guys. It climbs. You don't take them from small to ultimately, right? And then you have to decide, listen carefully. All of these nationals have programs. So there's the national program, there's the company program, there's your unit program. We all think about our programs to give you spaces to create your winners inside of you. You must create unit pride, and you must have goal posters. If you look up and you don't see a goal poster for October, you've missed your mark. What are you going to do in October? Because if you're not very clear on what you're going to do this month, you will lose focus, and you will only think about what I'm going to do by the end of the year, what I'm going to do by the end of the year. But you do know that a good year is made of good months, and a good month is made of good weeks, and a good week is made of good days. And so if you don't do the 2 bookings a day for the next Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, 4 days, you're going to give somebody some money. Okay, I'm done.